Updates are really, really great until you don't know how to use them, you're overwhelmed by all the different options, and they're not really relevant to you and your small business. So today, Canva has released another lot of updates. You might have seen I created a previous video that was all about the updates that Canva released earlier this year in 2023, but they've done some more, and these are all AI focused. And so I want to break down for you how they can be relevant for you as a small business owner and how to use them, and some ideas that I've already had around like the different ways that we can actually implement them practically in our business. You might have noticed if you are a regular subscriber and viewer that I'm in a different location. I'm currently camping in country Western Australia, which means that this is not my normal setup. So for all my other videos, you've got nice backgrounds and nice microphones, but we're doing our best because I wanted to get these updates out to you ASAP. So you might hear birds tweeting in the background, tweeting in the background. Can you hear that? I'm sure you can. Anyway, I'm going to get right into these updates because I think they are so helpful and really, really exciting, and really actually a bit of a, they're trying to compete with Photoshop, in my opinion. There is a lot of new Photoshop updates coming out, and I'm getting so many ads about Photoshop. Lots of these updates are very similar to what Photoshop can do, which is really exciting. So let's dive in. So hi, if we haven't met before, my name is Jacqui. I am a graphic designer who specializes in helping small business owners take advantage of creating their own business graphics through programs like Canva. And so when Canva releases an update, I want to make sure you know all about it because it's going to be really impactful to how you use the app on an everyday basis. Because I don't know about you, but there's always graphics we need to create for our business, whether it's social media posts, whether it's flyers, whether it's documents, whether it's video things, all of the things we're trying to create in Canva. And so I want to show you what these updates mean and how you can use them for your business. So let's dive in. So the first one we have here is one of my favorites. This is one that I haven't used Photoshop much in the last few months because I'm just obsessed with Canva and it's much more user friendly and much easier to use on the go. But Magic Expand is what Canva has now released, which is a bit of a harking to what Photoshop has done. And it is the only reason I've used Photoshop in the last few months is to try this Magic Expand. And so that is what Canva can now do. It's not incredible yet, but it's well on its way. So take an image like this one. Say I wanted to fill it out into all this extra space, but this image, when my photographer took the photo, it just ends here. And so that's all I've got. But what I can actually do now is click on the image, go to edit photo, and go to some of these new Magic Studio features. You'll see the Magic Studio here. This is where it's got a lot of the new updates. Some of these are old updates. Some of these have been around since the previous update in April. Some of them are brand new. And one of them that is brand new is this Magic Expand one. So this one with a little ladybug on it. If you press this button, you can see that you can expand it to the whole page. You can expand it to this or this. What I like to do is just have full control by grabbing these little square cursors at the sides and bringing them to where I want them to be. So I just want it to go for the whole page. I could just press whole page, but I just want to do this manually so I can have full control. I'm going to press Magic Expand and it's going to load for a couple moments. If you've used any of the Canva updates, you'll know that they usually load for a few moments, then give you a few different options so that you can actually choose which way you want it to go, because it actually is using AI to fill in this space and it sometimes gets a little bit creative. So you'll see here what it's done is it's added in a little sideboard here. Don't love it. I would have probably just loved to just expand it as it was. You can see this one here. If I click to this one, it's got a little plant there. That's probably my favorite, to be honest. And there's so many different options. And every time I've tried this, it's given me a different option. So if I press done here, you can see that it just applies that to the image. And you'll see this is another one that I tried earlier, but you will notice that it's not 100% perfect. It's trying to kind of do like, this is carpet squares, but it's kind of trying to do a woody kind of matte thing. And it's kind of just blurred this background over here and it's attempted to duplicate it over here. So it's not perfect yet, but I think if your background wasn't quite as weird as mine was, it would even do a better job. So try this when you've got an image, but it's getting too cropped and you say you want to create a social media post, like say for this one, I want to create a social media post, but I wanted this image to only be this kind of size. And I wanted to have the rest of this also filled in with image. I want to put some text here. What I can do is press that Magic Expand, have that fill in all of this area and maybe use this area to put some text in. There's so many options for us to do when we kind of think about, I've got these limitations of the photography that I found or a stock image that I found, but now I can use Magic Expand to create that width, that depth, that fill in that space that I just needed to have earlier. So have fun with that one. I'm so excited by this one and I hope that it's only going to improve. The next one I'm actually already really loving, it's probably even more favorite than the Magic Expand, is Magic Grab. Now, this is kind of like background remover, but reversed. with AI in it. And so like background mover does have AI features in it because it's how it grabs the image so well and cuts it out. But this one is really, really great. So what you can actually do is click on an image. If I just click on this, I can press edit photo again and go to Magic Grab. What Magic Grab is going to do is work out what the feature of the photo is, the main subject of the image, and remove it from the background. So you see here, it's literally just removed me. I'm going to do that. I'm going to just zoom in so you can see this a bit more. It's literally removed me and filled in the background. Like this background, this was just one image. It's literally just repeated the background and worked out what should be there. It's not 100% perfect, but if you weren't looking, you would not notice. So what I could then do is just move myself to a different part of the image. I could duplicate myself a few times like so and make myself looking really funky. But I actually found a really great feature for this that I found is just saving me an extra step in my usual design process. So remember this one if you need to move the subject around a little bit, but just a really practical thing you can do with it. If I just duplicate this page, what I actually often do a lot of the time is say I want to add in some text behind the image of myself. So hello there. So add in some text. And then usually what I would do if I wanted to have myself overlapping the image is what I would have done is I would have duplicated this image, I would have background removed it, and then I would have copied and pasted myself on top of the text. It's a whole few steps. However, when I use Magic Grab, I can literally click on the image, do the little thing, and it's going to select me out, and then I can just bring myself to being on top of the text. It just saves an extra step in there. And I did it later on with a graphic accidentally. I'm going to show you that next. But I found this one really, really helpful and really practical to take that extra step out. So remember that one when you want to move an image around, change the spot. You could even delete it if you really wanted to, or you can actually just use it as a really great way to create that depth in an image without trying to duplicate images and line them all up back up again. It's such a time saver. All right, the next one is Magic Morph. Magic Morph is one I am still learning to love, but I wanted to show it with you anyway. So Magic Morph is a little harder to find. All of these photo-based ones, you can just find them really, really easily by going to Edit Photo, and they're right here. I haven't showed you a lot of these because I've shown you them in previous videos. I will link that here so you can see how to use Magic Eraser, how to use Magic Edit. I'm assuming they're only getting better as well. But what I want to show you now is a Magic Morph. Now to find Magic Morph, you need to go to your Apps section and type in Morph. So if I just type in Morph here, you'll see Magic Morph pop up, and you want to find this little one here with the green M. Now what you can actually do if I just press open onto this app is you can morph an image or text, an element or text, not technically a photo, that does not work with photos, into whatever you kind of want it to be. So what I could do, for example, is click on this text, which is really helpful because this is my brand font. I can use my brand font to create really interesting graphics. So instead of just finding a cute graphic, a cute balloon text, which is what I'm going to do now, that doesn't really match my brand, I can actually use my own brand font or use my own brand elements to do this too. So what I'm going to do is click on this text, open up the Magic Morph thing through the Apps tool. Then I'm going to describe what I want it to be. So I've already tested this out using a balloon, so I'm going to do that again for you here. So I'm going to tweak it slightly. I'm going to say matte purple balloon, and for good measure, I'm going to write 3D just so it knows that I really want it to be 3D. I'm going to press Magic Morph and see what it comes up with. Now you'll see again that it's going for the 4 different options here. It's going to process what it wants it to look like, give me 4 different options, and let me choose between those. If I don't like those, I can regenerate or change my prompt to be more suitable to what I want it to be. All right, so you see here, it's given me 4 different options. I don't think they're very matte, but if I click on an option here, you'll see it's going to apply it to my image. Not actually overwrite my text, which is really helpful, but it's going to insert a new text piece for me. So this one's given me this option, or if I wanted to, I could actually insert all 4 of them and wanted to have a play around with which one I thought was best. So you see it's actually made my brand font into what I wanted it to be. I could make this into wood. I could make this into water. I could make this into whatever I wanted it to be. My brand is often purple and fun, so I'm going into what my brand vibe is. So if you've got a brand already, think about what kind of vibes can match that. Or if you're doing like a celebration post, like you've hit 100,000 subscribers, I could write like 100K on here and do the exact same thing and apply that to things. And so that's a really great way to just apply a really fun idea to match your branding, and try to make sure you're not totally missing your brand, because as a business owner, we're not trying to create really fun graphics for the sake of it. We're trying to create graphics that are going to attract our audience, that are going to match the brand we've already created, rather than just creating something fun for the sake of it. And so that's the reason I've chosen a purple balloon, because that already matches the brand vibes that I use. And so how can you create a vibe and a brand and this fun feature to still match your brand and build your brand story? So that's what I've done here. And you'll see in this next image, I've just gone through and I've applied those. So I've just added in my thing. I've used the Magic Grab tool to kind of insert myself on top of that image. Then I've gone and done the exact same thing to an element. So I'll show you what that looks like now. So I'm just going to move these away. And if I go to elements here, I can just go to the normal elements section. I can even use this funky cow if I wanted to. In fact, I'm going to just try that just to give you something a bit different. I'm going to go over here. In fact, I don't like that one. I'm going to find something else a bit funny. How about I do something challenging, but not too. I'm going to do this cute little butterfly. Let's go to back to our app section, go to Magic Morph, click on the butterfly, and I'm going to, again, give it the same prompt. Matte purple balloon 3D. Magic Morph. All right, this turned out so cool. This is better than I anticipated. Look at this. It's taken that exact illustration, the bones of it, the shape of it, and it's created my design out of it. I love this. But if I'm getting fussy as a designer, it's not perfect. So if I click on this, I'm going here and then I pop it over here for you to see a bit closer. If I just overlay it on myself for a moment. And I zoom in, you'll see that it's not perfect. You've got some weird jutty bits. It's not cut out perfectly along here. But if you're only using it quite small and on a background that's kind of busy enough already, you actually can't tell. So I think that's a fun feature to have a play with. See if there's anything, if you're wanting to get a photo shoot, but you need some purple balloons, or if you're wanting to create a really funky letter that's going to stand out, maybe you're doing a post that's announcing something brand new and you want people to really take notice, try this feature out. Don't overuse it, but try it out to create a little bit of difference and a little bit of interest in your designs. All right, next up is adding in your brand voice. So Magic Write has been a tool that has been around in Canva for a little while. You might have seen it before. Pretty much I can give Canva AI a prompt. I'm just going to go to the Magic Canva Assistant over here, and I'm going to go to Magic Write, and I'm going to give it a prompt. So I'm going to write 5 reasons it's good to get fresh air today. I'm going to write that in, and it's going to be really cool. But what it's missing, and what it has been missing, is this idea of my brand voice. It doesn't know me, my business at all, so it's not really giving me anything that's more than just a really boring response. And so you'll see here that it's got it here, 5 reasons getting fresh air today is important for several reasons. Like it's quite just mundane in the way that it's written. Now there are some new features that are coming with Magic Write. You'll see there's more fun, more formal, sprinkle fairy dust. There's a few different options in here, even a fixed spelling one, which I think is really helpful. But what I wanted to show you in particular that's I think related especially to small businesses is the brand voice. So you'll see that I've written out this text. I'm now going to go into my brand voice. So what you can do is go into your brand down here. If you haven't touched this at all before, it's going to pop up here just kind of saying add in your brand voice. But if you can't see it there, you just need to scroll down to the brand voice section and press add your brand voice. In here, I can add up to 500 characters of describing my business and my brand voice. So I've just got some text here that I thought I would try. I'm going to paste this in and press save. And so what that's going to do is tell Canva what my business's brand voice should be. And so now that it knows that, I'm actually going to retry this prompt and see if it does it any differently. Look at this, it's already much shorter, which I find really helpful. And if you look in here, 5 reasons. I'm obsessed with this answer. I hadn't tested this because I didn't want to add in my brand voice first. This is great. So you'll see the difference between increased oxygen intake to boost your mood. Like it's good stuff, but it's not funny and fun like I love to do. So now it's got because your houseplants are tired of hearing the same old jokes, because vitamin D is a real MVP, because the great outdoors are better than Wi-Fi. It's better at Wi-Fi than your couch, because fresh air is like a hug from nature. It's probably gone a little bit too far, but to be honest, I did give it like a very playful millennial quips, like clever quips, professional edge kind of vibe. So that's a really fun way to actually take Magic Write and make it know your business, make it know your brand. It's kind of like ChatGPT when you've actually got it to know your brand voice, but inside Canva. So enjoy using that one. That is so much fun. And so then I could take this and put it onto social media post, or put it on, or use it to write myself a document for my business. All right, the next thing I want to show you is Magic Animate. This one I don't find too impressive, but it is just another helpful one to remember. So pretty much if you click on a page that you've got and you've done your design, you're like, I just want to actually make this animated, whether it's for a reel, whether it's for a social media post, whether it's for a video introduction like my YouTube introduction I did on Canva, you can go to Animate. And you can see this Magic Animate option. This is just a little one that it kind of looks at your design and it gives you some suggestions based on the content in it, based on the vibe, and based on what it thinks will work well. And so you see here, it's kind of put together a few different options for me. It's got an energetic one, it's got a minimal one, it's got a handmade one. And so all of those ones are kind of put together a few different versions of Canva's different animation options and worked out what it thinks would be best for my design. So I'm just going to click on this. I think the digital is my favorite. grunge. Doesn't feel super grungy, but I'm going to go for that one, to be honest. And it's got its recommended style and also some alternative styles from what it reckons for that design. So that's just a really easy way to apply animation to design if you don't want to think about it, if you don't want to animate each section, if you want each section to have a bit of a different feel, it kind of does that all for you. Just a helpful time saver for you. All right, the next one I want to show you is another image feature. So pretty much if you've got an image that has text on it, you can change that text. So if I go here and I click on this image and I go to edit photo, you'll see again inside the Magic Studio section, there is a grab text option. If I click on this, Canva takes a moment and it looks at the text that's inside the image and says, oh, hey, I see there's a text piece there. Let's allow you to change it. And pretty much it puts a text box there so you're able to edit the text of that. And what it does is it tries to find the closest font, matches that, matches the sizing, and you can literally just type in there and replace the text. I find this so useful and really practical. However, if Canva doesn't know the font, it kind of stuffs it up a little bit. I'll show you an example I tried before where it did not work, but this one here worked really well. And I think it's because the design that's actually in this laptop that I found as a stock image in Canva is a Canva designed image, which means that the font is already available in Canva, which means that Canva matched the font perfectly. So you'll see here, I can actually now zoom in here and it's taken this text and it's popped it in here. So I could write Jacqui Naunton, might put my name in there or something, and it's just popped that text in. Now, what it hasn't done is it's angled the text, but it hasn't perspectivified, that's not a word, but it hasn't made the text match the perspective of the laptop, which is not something that Canva can do at this moment. So it's not too bad, it's not perfect, but I find that really helpful. So you can see here, I've just updated the text to that image and it's kind of looking really great. If you weren't looking closely at that, you wouldn't notice that the perspective isn't perfect to the average eyeball. You'll see, I want to show you an example now of one that did not work. So this is a mock-up I've done for a client and she wanted this text of members only masterclasses to be replaced. Now, when I replaced it, because I didn't want to go back into Photoshop and re-edit the whole thing, I didn't have time to do that at the time. I just popped a square image over the top of here and replaced the text on top. What I thought was maybe Canva text grab could use this. It did not work. I'll show you now. You'll see here, this is what it tried to do. So it picked up all the text correctly, but because it didn't know this font, which this font is actually I've uploaded into my Canva, it didn't pick it up. And it means that this really kind of got destroyed. You'll see that the contrast between these two. It tried, it picked up lots of the text, but it got a bit overwhelmed and it didn't know what to do. So it may not always work, but every now and then it might. So just remember, if you've got an image where you want the text replaced, try the Canva grab text and see if it works. All right, next up is Magic Switch. Magic Switch is an interesting one. I felt it made promises in my head that it could have been so much better, but I think it's just starting out. And so keep an eye on this one as it gets better. But pretty much I'm going to go to another document I've got here. So this is a PDF kind of document, A4 document that I made for my students to teach them how to save their final logo files. And so what Magic Switch can do is just a little option up here. This is where Magic Resize is now hidden. If you've had Canva Pro, you'll have used Magic Resize a lot. And so Resize is still here as per normal, but it's also got these two options. So firstly, it's got Translate. I don't need this for my business, but if you work in multiple different languages, this could be really useful. You can press Translate and you can choose a language and it will change your document to suit the new language, which I find incredible. Obviously, you probably want someone who knows that language to check it's correct, but from a base perspective, it's really helpful. You can just then go in and make small updates as needed. But the one that I might use every now and then is transform into a document. I was hoping this could transform it into some different kinds of things, but in essence, what it does is it takes the text you've had in your image and it might it's more of a text feature than an image feature. If I press this, you'll see what it will do is it's going to give me a few different options. It's going to say, do you want a summary of what's in this document? Do you want a blog post made out of this document? Do you want a poem? Do you want an email? Do you want song lyrics? And so you can transform the text that's in that document into something else. And so if I just want a summary, I can just press transform document. It'll take a few moments to then take my text that's inside that document, put it into a Canva doc and make that just a summarized version, which is fine. All right, so when it's done, you can then press open doc and it's going to open up a new web page with your document in it. So you'll see here that it's gone through and it's looked at the text inside my document and it's given a version of it here, a bit of a summary, which is really helpful. So that's kind of a way that you can play with that. The last feature I wanted to show you is a Magic Media. Magic Media is kind of new and kind of not. So you'll find Magic Media in the Elements section, at least that's where it is at this moment. You'll see AI Image Generator. And so this has always existed in text to image feature that's been around for about a year now. But if I go to generate your own, you see that that's where it is. So pretty much if you haven't seen in my last video, you can type anything in here and it will create it. The new thing that's come out now is Magic Video. And so I can do the same thing where I can give something a prompt and it will create a video for me. So earlier I typed in mystical purple rainforest. I'm going to type that in now, but I won't wait for it to happen because it takes forever. If I press generate video, it's going to give me one option, not 4 options this time, but one option of a video. So when I tried this earlier, this is a video it created for me. It created a mystical purple rainforest. Now obviously I kind of pictured purple trees, whatever, it's just purple mist, it's fine. But if you've got a video you wanted to make, then that can be really helpful to kind of try that out and use it. I don't know exactly how this is going to be useful for most small business owners, but keep it in the back of your mind as an option in case there's a video you're trying to find and you just can't find it. See if this Canva feature will create it for you. So those are the main new features and how they are relevant to you as a small business owner. Now there are lots of ones that Canva is saying that they've got here in their Magic Studio. Lots of them are rehashes of old things that they've already had or just letting us know that they're there. So you've got Magic Design, which I believe still sucks. I didn't even go into that last time because I didn't think it was good enough. I tried it again this time and it's no better. So I don't recommend using Magic Design at this point unless you're really desperate. It might help you in some occasions, but every time I've tried it, it has been a failure. You've got those different text features, Magic Edit, Magic Eraser, Background Remover. They've always been there. They're probably just always getting better. So keep on trying them and trying out different ways that you can replace your shirt. I don't know if you saw me do that in the last video, or do lots of different things. Like it's really, really cool and definitely competing with Photoshop in the way that it can use AI to do that. And then Magic Write has always been there, but now it's a lot better. There's a few more different prompts, and now that you can add in your brand voice, it is a lot better. Now, while I've been talking to you, Canva has given me a new video, so I wanted to show you the option that it gave me for the mystical rainforest this time. So you'll see here if I just insert that, it's a little bit cooler actually. I like this one a little bit more. It's got a mystical purple rainforest. This is so fun. I might even use this in my branding at some point. It's probably a bit darker than I usually do, but I'm going to add in some fun elements and make it fun. So those are the new Canva updates. I hope those have been really helpful for you and a bit of a great summary on how to use the most important ones for small business. And I would love to know, how are you using these features? Which ones are the most interesting to you? Which ones are you so excited to use? And if you have any trouble with any of these, please shout out in the comments and let me know. A few of these are only available for Canva Pro users, a few of them are available for Canva Free, and a few of them I've noticed are available for Canva Free, but only for a limited number of users. Like Magic Write, I think you can do a few things on it, but there will be a limit on how often you can use it. So have a play with those, whether you're on Canva Free or Canva Pro. If you want to update to Canva Pro, I'll pop a link in below that's an affiliate link in case you want to support me in the business when you upgrade to that. It won't cost you anything more, but it will support me. So thank you for watching. If you ever want to learn anything more about branding and design, like actually how to create your own incredible brand and graphics, I would love to have you at my free challenge. It's a 3-day video series. It's just 20-minute videos. You can either watch them over 3 days or binge them all because they're available for instant access. And it's going to just teach you how you can create really impactful graphics for your brand. It's going to teach you how to draw in customers, how to stand out, and how to make more money in your business through the use of graphic design, all using Canva. So I'll leave a link for that for you below, and enjoy watching that. It is totally free and I hope that you love it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Share this video with any small business friends that you know use Canva and let them know how they can use all these features themselves too. All right, I'll see you for the next video. Bye.